Stay with me, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons you're going to make money online in the next 90 to 120 days and never, ever, ever be broke again. So pay attention. I got 20 years experience in the game, and I'm about to put you on. Here's the thing. On YouTube, it gets a little longer, but if you just use YouTube and Instagram alone, TikTok is horrible for leads. I have 200,000 followers on there, and quite frankly, it's hard to get people over there. So the reality is you want to go for the stuff, the low-hanging fruit that works. The reason YouTube is so hot is because they're the masters of long-term content. They know the game. They know what they're doing. So the first thing you need to understand is this. Find out something that you have talent, skills, knowledge, and experience in. And I'm going to break down the ways you're going to monetize that to get the money. Here's the good news to know. And I want to bring you to number 2. And then I'm going to have some bombshells coming in. Here's the thing. Number 2 is that you don't need to have a bunch of software. You don't need to have a bunch of experience. In fact, the more you sound like a regular person, the better it is. I guarantee you that. So if you can come across knowing what you know, you don't have to fake it till you make it. Take the stuff you learned. Even if you're 20 years old, do you understand you got some experiences, you got some talent, things you naturally do well, some skills, and you also have the ability to take your knowledge and flip that into money. And you don't have to be the most knowledgeable. You don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a lawyer. You just have to be somebody who knows about it. Now, here's what you connect it with. Number 3, something you love or like at the very least. Don't make this into work until you make this into work. The biggest mistake I see people making is they're turning this into work. I ain't turning none of this into work, y'all. I can't do that. Listen. I got to do something I like. I've been doing marketing and branding for 30 years. Look, I used to do it for Jay-Z, Eminem, Limp Bizkit, Nelly Furtado, The Roots, Def Jam, MCA, iHeartMedia back then called Clear Channel. For 20 of those years, of those 30 years of branding and marketing, 20 of those years, I went online from a FEMA paid for hotel running away from Hurricane Katrina because this Chicago guy didn't know anything about hurricanes, y'all. So I ended up saying, hey, how do I sell things? Well, you first build your audience. That's the biggest mistake. They say, make a product. No, you don't. I made that mistake 600 times. Do you know 30% of the time I've only, I only sold? I said, well, what if I could get the money first and then make the product? But first thing you got to do is make the audience. But yes, people will pay you to make your digital products. Why digital products over everything? Because you control 100% of the money. You get 99% of the margins. You make all the money there and you control it. It has kept me free from a job for 21 years since 2005. I'm telling you, it works. But if you make the product first, you're screwed. You got to make the audience. What social media should you put onto? Well, YouTube, if you stick hard for 90 to 120 days, you're going to do well. Now, I know some of you, wait a minute, Darren. I'm looking at your YouTube right now. Nobody's there. Go to Darren Monroe Politics and see the 80,000, okay? And then Instagram's also good, too, for shorts. I make money off of AdSense. I make money from selling digital products. I love both. And I have a political forum. I'm on the left, so if you MAGA and you mad, you won't like me. But here's the thing. I made that so I could have a platform to make some money and speak out about democracy. And what I also did is I went over to Instagram. I took whatever shorts I made on YouTube or TikTok and I went over to Instagram. And I first went over to TikTok, but TikTok, because they're owned by Larry Ellison and all of them, they are messing up our engagement. That's why I'm not telling people to go over there. So what's the first steps you do out of this? Because I told you I'm giving you breakdown, bombshells, and everything. You ready? Here we go. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to find something you like or love. The second thing you're going to do is, again, use something that you automatically have talent, skills, knowledge, experience in. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the like and love, because you're going to put out a lot of content. You're going to be doing a lot of work. Why in the world do a lot of work with something you hate and you don't like doing? Then what you're going to do, once you connect those two important parts, which are the most important parts out there, you're going to be able to consistently know the numbers. And that's where I come in. See, people tell you, oh, you go viral instantly overnight. No, fuck that. Let me give you real talk, okay? What you're going to do is go hard every single fucking day for 90, 120, 180 days. You will never, ever work again. And what I mean by hard is, yeah, you can post a lot. There's a guy right now with 1 million views making 6 figures a year because he basically posted 20 times on Instagram. I post a bunch of times. I post 10, 20 times on Instagram on my Darren Monroe Politics one. I just got this one off of, I just got this one, and I just got an IG, Darren Monroe branding on IG. So those are new, but I'm telling you, you look up my name, my regular name I stopped doing that on Instagram. It was 10,000 followers I had on that. I got a lot of experience, and I'm telling you right now, the people who went out, who beat everything, no matter what their background is, no matter what they're doing, are the people who keep showing up every single day and put a lot of content out. You ever heard of Country Wayne? Take a look. Look up Country Wayne with a K and look up Shay Shay podcast. He said it. He said, I put out content. Now that guy's doing 500,000 a month on YouTube, all right? And people can do it because he puts out so much content. Here's the other thing you got to understand, and this is another bombshell that hopefully you will really appreciate coming from 21 years experience. You don't have to, listen, I'm losing weight, but I am fat. I've been fat for 45 years. I'm about to end that because I'm working on losing weight. I'm bald. I have thick glasses because I was born with cataract, so people don't see my pretty eyes all the time. And you might say, well, you're an extrovert. Doesn't matter. Introverts rock. Have you ever heard of Brian Tracy? They rock. I want you to understand that the more of a regular human being you are, and the more regular your videos are. Let me tell you how I messed up on videos. I've been on videos talking, blowing my nose. I've been on videos where the camera goes bloop, 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 and falls down. I say, whoops, ha, 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 and I come back talking. Don't believe me? Go to Darren Monroe Politics. I do it all the time. I had one where I had a piece of food on there and I didn't even notice. I was so busy into my talk. Everybody talked about me, but I got 10, 20,000 views, damn it. The way I was able to pull this together and pull money is that I figured it out in 2020. Everybody told me get on TikTok. So when I got on TikTok in 2021, I said, I'm going to try something. I'm going to post 6 times a day. I'm going to just go crazy with it. Within 30 days, I had roughly 10 to 20,000 followers, which grew to 40,000 and 120,000. I did the same thing when I went into politics working on Kamala Harris's campaign. I did the same thing doing this. I'm going to build this one up. All you got to do, and I did the same thing on Instagram and right here on YouTube. Go to Darren Monroe Politics. You can see for yourself. I started that January 2025. I'm trying to tell you that if you consistently show up like a fucking beast, I don't mean one a day. Fuck your one a day. It ain't going to happen at one a day. I mean, you got to show up with 3, but stop doing minimum. People keep talking about minimum wage. I'm talking about maximum wage. Can you do 6? Let me give you a little trick here. And this, you don't have to do it like me because I'll do a ton. If you look at my shorts in this channel, you'll see a ton of shorts out there that I'm doing, right? A ton of them, right? And what I'm telling people is, yo, what you can do is you can even use today's software. There's very little software out there, but I'll bring up one out there. Opus Clip. And I just started doing that. Basically, you talk for 20 minutes and then you upload to Opus Clip and they'll break your stuff into clips. You can put it on Instagram, you can put it on YouTube. It's going to take some time, days, weeks, where you don't see any views or anything. But if you keep going, it's like planting crops. You don't see stuff right away. You need to learn patience. Put the patience in. Everybody want to give you instant, make money on that, and I'm going to make it right now. And they'll give you this bullshit. You'll go out there, fail, and it hasn't gone anywhere. I'm giving you the real. I'm giving you if you stick to the plan, 90, 120, 180, and you show up, you're going to grow an audience that you can sell digital products to, and you're going to ask that audience what they want. Seriously, ask them what they want. They'll tell you. I have a group that I do with my Darren Monroe political platform where I grew it to 3,000 people, and I make thousands of dollars with it. But I asked them what they want. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to create a group. No, I just asked them, what do y'all want? What do plus, and then same thing with products. I say, listen, I got products. But I don't say, I got products. This is what I think people want. That was my mistake in these years, these 20 plus years. Trying to do that. Instead, shut up and ask them and then market to them what they really want. How soon can you make money? Can you make money right away? Well, if you already have something you've created and you want to put a link in the YouTube channel or in the Instagram channel, that's fine. But the whole idea is that don't put the cart before the horse. Make sure that you build an audience that trusts you, that connects with you. And again, I know I'm doing this at a time where there's nobody really watching this. But I remember that was the case when I had nobody versus 80,000 people on YouTube via Darren Monroe Politics, via 200,000 people on TikTok when there was nobody, via almost 50,000 followers on Instagram in Darren Monroe Politics when nobody was watching. So I'm starting this over. I got rid of my old stuff and said, you know what? I'm going to start talking about branding and making money online and marketing, all the stuff I got the experience with, and I'm just going to rip and let it go. And you just find out how real I am and how motherfucking real this can really be. Don't listen to people outside of this game. All respects to your family and friends, but if they ain't doing this, they can't speak to it. If they ain't doing this, they ain't true to this. And they want to come in, give their opinions, don't even give them a chance. Don't even tell them you're doing what you're doing. Shut up, sit down, grind, focus, and say real shit. Notice in the beginning, I said, stay here and I'll give you 3 reasons. And then I followed up with the bombshell stuff. The whole idea is that you can pull this off, but you got to put yourself in the mindset to hustle. 90 days to 180 days ain't long. You blink, it's been 6 months. And quite frankly, if you just invest in you, you're going to show up. I tell you what happened to me. I started talking about Darren Monroe Politics. I started January 21st on YouTube. I got monetized in 37 days, y'all. 37 days. On top of that, I kept going. And, over the last year, I've done about 80 grand just doing that, okay? Just putting out videos. And here's the weird part. When I got monetized, I discovered through a mentor I paid thousands of dollars to that I was posting too much after I got monetized. So you want to do it and then get monetized. What about Instagram? Just sell direct digital products. They ain't going to pay you no real money on Instagram. They ain't going to pay you no real money on TikTok. They used to before January of last year. Now they're screwing creators over left and right on TikTok. And I just got a link to my digital products up there. Or in the political niche, I got a group that people can join for free. And then I sell them some stuff from there. The idea is that it is possible. But you got to put the work in. You got to put the hustle in. Most people don't tell you that. Here's the other thing you got to understand is that you're going to end up creating one product that does very well. How should you price that product? Well, here's my ideas on that. I say you start out at $7 and you can always incrementally raise it. $7, $17, $27, $47, $97. I'm not giving you advice on high ticket because I'm not talking about how you get into calls and all of that. No, 97 is the highest I'm going to bring it. And I'm going to tell people, listen, make it simple because there are a lot of people out there who want your solution, especially when they begin to trust you. You build the audience and they will trust you. Well, how do you build the biggest trust? You know, I'm on here talking about branding, and branding is a promise, pledge, commitment. It's what you stand for and stand against, right? So think about something you love, your favorite food, your favorite movies, your favorite songs, your favorite artists. There's a brand built in them where they are for something hard and they're against something. And whatever that is, you can talk about that in your platform when you're talking about and training people what you do. Believe what you believe in, stick to it, defend it, and then at the same time, tell them what you don't like. You know, in the music industry, I've always been rough on artists. You know, some of you are not going to like me what I'm about to say, but I think that Taylor Swift is completely mediocre. I love Billie Eilish, but I am not a Taylor Swift fan. Same thing with Kenny G and with Yanni. Can't stand them both. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there are things I do love. My favorite artist in the world is Stevie Wonder. My favorite female artist is Jill Scott. I love independent soul artists. You may not have heard of these people, but like Eric Roberson, Frank McCone, Kanye Dawson, really incredible soul artists. And then there are people I love that I don't love. Movies I love, but stuff I don't like. That's what you got to say when you're using your talent, skills, knowledge, experience. That's what you got to come in with. You got to come into them with that boom. This is what I stand for. And this is what I'm against because people are going to gravitate to you. It's like when you say, I'm a chocolate ice cream lover. Fuck every other ice cream. I'm a chocolate ice cream lover. Like, for instance, my favorite ice cream is Baskin Robbins, and I love chocolate chip and chocolate mint. Love it. Fuck everything else. All right? Sometimes eggnog ice cream. Love it. It's seasonal, but I love it. There's certain things I love and I don't like. And that's what you got to do. You got to be the person willing to talk about what you love and what you don't like in your niche. And you got to throw a lot of content out there, a lot of it. Listen, this is great. Do you know how much it cost me? I ended up later on investing in a YouTube mentor. But do you know how much it really cost me to build that Darren Monroe Politics channel? Just time. It wasn't money. For next to nothing in 13 weeks, I ended up making $80,000 an average of what's that? $6,000 to $6,500 a month. Anybody want to do that? You got to focus in and do the work. Don't build the product first. Build the audience. Talk from your heart. Be willing to look silly. Be willing to drop the camera and sneeze and blow your nose. And, as long as they don't see you, but, just blow your nose, do something. And don't worry about how you look. You notice I'm not worried about my pretty hair. Come on. Nobody's worried about that. Nobody cares about that. They care about what's in it for them. I talked a little bit about me, but the majority of this was how you can come up, use this game, get paid, and make a bag. You can pull this up, but it's going to take some work. It's going to take some energy. It's going to take some hustle, some focus. How bad do you want it? Think about it like this. What's your why? What's your why? What do you want to do? For me, I'm 55 years old. I am not, I don't even expect to get Social Security because they're a bunch of assholes fucking up our Social Security. But another thing I want is my freedom. That's why I'm working on losing weight. I'm down 15 pounds. I'm working on losing my weight. I know my why. I got to get this money so that I can live the life I want so nobody tells me what to do. If you got a job telling you that, imagine getting, in a situation financially where you got to have other people making decisions for you. Oh, no. No more of that. Enough is enough. And right now, this has been the biggest time ever to make money online. I don't care what nobody tell you. Listen to a man with 20 years experience. Or not, go do it yourself and find out that I was right. When I'm telling you not to do and to do in the last 20 minutes has been something that it took me the last 20 years to learn. And protect your spirit. Get out there and always listen to motivational, inspirational, spiritual people that you resonate with, that you can get ongoing messages from, because you want to be excited about this journey. This is an amazing time to make money. And I guarantee you, if you put in the work, you will. Now listen to my next video, because I'm going to give you even more advice. I love y'all. I want to see you make that money and get paid, because you're definitely more valuable than you think.